Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Paul Veltum. If you haven't met me before, I'm the broadcast engineer for Champ Car Live, and I'm going to be showing you in this video how to set up a Yi action camera along with a MiFi so that you can stream to your YouTube channel. If you do not have a YouTube channel, you need to go out and set yourself up with a Google account. Google owns YouTube, so with a Google account, you'll be able to stream live to your YouTube channel. You will need to give it 24 hours for the YouTube channel to become active to accept a live stream. So once you've set up your Google account, we can go ahead and start the process of setting up your camera to live stream to your channel. So basically the way this process works is we use a wireless hotspot to connect you to the internet. Then we use our camera to connect to the hotspot, which allows the camera to connect to YouTube and run the stream up there. And we use a cell phone to set up the configuration so the camera knows how to connect to the hotspot and how to connect to your YouTube channel. So that's the process, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and log into your Google account and then take yourself over to your YouTube channel. So I'll click on the box here for YouTube. And then I'm going to click on my image again and go to YouTube Studio. Once I'm there, I'm going to click on this Go Live button. Now I'm in the new YouTube Studio. It looks a little bit different than the old one, but this is the new one. And if you've never streamed before, you may not see this box with an option to copy and create. It may just be totally empty, kind of like this up here. You'll notice I'm using this menu up here, the webcam, the stream, and the manage. Update. Hi guys, so I'm doing an update. I'm sliding this into the video. I don't want to redo the entire video just for a simple update like this. So I'm going to show you some things as you go to the YouTube channel into the event screen. You're going to see some things that are a little different from what you see in my video. I'm just going to point those out to you so you're familiar with those as you go into them. So I'm going to switch the old screen over here, and you'll see that the menu has slipped over to the left for stream, webcam, and manage. And we've got a schedule stream button up here. So I'm going to click on that, click create new, because I don't like reusing settings. This panel looks very similar, except this little warning about features like personalized ads and live chat won't be available on live streams made for kids, which is fine because we're going to use not for kids anyway. All right. So I'm just going to hammer this in here. Again, I go over this in much more detail later on in this video. So don't sweat this. I'm just trying to get by it. But I want to stop right here at schedule because this is something that I don't go into very much, or I think I actually just don't even bother recommending that you do it. But now I'm recommending that you do. And that is setting up a schedule for when your event is going to go live. That's what this is for. So you're going to select the day. So race day, I don't know, let's say it's the 13th of February and the race begins at, what is it, like 9 o'clock or something? So I'm going to set up my stream for going live at maybe 8:40. And what this does is it provides a countdown on the event. So after you share it, people are going to see, oh, it's got 21 hours till the event starts. Oh, it's got 2 hours until the event starts. So they can always go back and see that when that event is going to start, and they'll be ready for it. So that works really, really well. So I do recommend that you do that. So this is going to be a no. It's not made for kids. And you're going to create stream. Again, I go into this in much more detail later in the video. But I want to show you what these panels look like, and there's some features here. Okay. So here you can see where the schedule is that I set up. All right. And it is a public, which we're going to want that so everybody can find it. All right. And then this stays the same, but there are some changes here. What I want you to focus on is this enable auto start. And I think for the majority of you, you're going to want to go ahead and enable the auto start. Now, when I do this, the go live button up in the corner will disappear because it's going to enable this feature where if I go live, it's automatically going to send that stream out live to my channel. So that way, to back up a little bit, there was a period of time, and they may still have this in place. I'm not sure because I found a fix, so I'm not going back down that road again. But there was a time when if you didn't start your stream within 5 minutes of your scheduled time, your event was canceled by YouTube. So if you were 12 minutes late getting started and you hit go live, your camera will tell you you're live. But when you go out to your channel, there's no broadcast. So you think you're broadcasting, but you're not. And that's because your event was terminated by YouTube because you didn't go live on time. So by enabling the auto start, you get around all of that. And you can go live early, you can go live a little bit late, and it'll be fine. Okay, so that's why I encourage the auto start. Also, if you don't do that, when you go live, you have to click on that go live button in the studio. So you would have to have, when I say studio, I mean the YouTube studio. Okay, so you would have to, if this is disabled, you would have to come over here and hit go live before it would go out to the web. So what would happen is, and you might like this, I think this works better for other types of broadcasts, but not for what you're doing. And that is, you start up the stream from your camera and you'll see the camera says I'm live, and you'll see the stream here that it's rolling, but you're actually not broadcasting yet your live stream until you click this button. I think this button turns red when it sees the stream activity. And so it's waiting for you to click that button. And when you click that go live button, that's when the stream starts going out to your channel and broadcasting to everybody and all of that great stuff. So I recommend that you use this enable auto start on your stream setup. I would leave the enable auto stop off. And that's because we have so many dropouts. You don't want to take a chance where you have a dropout for a few minutes and this thing ends the stream and now you can't stream to your event anymore for that day. So I wouldn't do that. I would leave that off. The rest of these, you can just leave it default. But that's the new feature that I wanted to point out to you. So now we'll resume our place in the video, and you'll notice the YouTube Studio screen is going to change a little bit again from this newer version that I showed you, but the rest of it is accurate. And we're going to go down to New Stream because I have streamed before. I've got this box in here. But anyway, I'm just going to click New Stream. I'm going to set up one from scratch, and I'm going to type in the name of the event that I'm setting up. Okay, so I'm going to have to create 2 of these, one for each day, assuming I'm running 2 races in that weekend. So I'm just going to call this My Race at VIR Day 1. There we go. And I'm going to just copy that and put that in down below in the description. And I'm going to leave this on public so that everybody can see it. And I'm going to switch my category over to sports. So whatever I put in here is going to end up on Facebook in the share. So I'm going to share this event later on over to my Facebook channel too, so everybody can see that I'm going to be racing. And I want to make sure everybody can see it. And this is what's going to be in the description on the title in the Facebook share. For the schedule later, just go ahead and leave that switched off as it is. And then upload a custom thumbnail. This will also appear in your channel. And I'm going to pick a picture of a really cool race car. and just upload that. There we go. All right. And you're going to select no, it's not made for kids. That'll protect your channel from getting banned or shut down if like an F-bomb gets dropped over your feed or something like that. And that's all you need to do for that. You're going to hit create stream. This creates the stream event. So there we go. Now it's created this. This is the details of the information for that stream for that day, right? Here's my race at VIR day 1. Okay, I got the sports in there. And here's my stream settings. Now, the good news is most of the stuff you're going to leave at default. You don't need to change anything. But there are 3 things we're going to focus on in here. First, it's this generated key, which is this stream key that's down below that you can't see. And then the URL for YouTube. Now, a lot of guys will leave this auto-generated key alone. They won't do anything with it. And then they start having problems with it. Maybe they test it on Friday, and then the next day it doesn't work. Or it worked great on Saturday, but now it doesn't work on Sunday, and they don't know why, and they get frustrated. They don't want to do it anymore. Why is this so difficult? On and on and on. What you want to do is set yourself up with a separate stream key and separate event for each day of racing. Do it that way, and you'll have much better success, far less problems going forward. So if I click on that box, I'm going to select Create New Stream Key. And it's asking me for a name. Now here, it doesn't matter what you put in here. It's just for your reference. So I'm just going to put VIR Day 1 to help me figure out which of the 2 that I'm looking at. Description, you don't need to put anything there. For the sustained bit rate, make sure that you don't leave it on variable. That can get you into some problems. Go ahead and pick out 480 if we're going to run it in 480. If you want to run in 720p, a higher definition or resolution, you can do that. You just want to make sure, you know, some tracks aren't going to be able to support that very well. By running it in 480, which is where we run all of our feeds right now, you get a much cleaner image. It's just going to be a little bit grainy. So I'm going to pick that. It's just more enjoyable to watch when you get closer to 30 frames per second. I'm also going to leave this 60 frames per second off, again, to conserve bandwidth. I'm going to hit create. That just creates the stream key for the event. I'm going to go back in here now into the stream key where it says auto generate. I'm going to pick the one I just created. There it is. Now that that's in there, that's changed this key down here. Now what I need to do is go in and I need to copy this information over so that I can use it in the Yi Action phone app on my phone. So there's different ways to attack that. I'm just going to go to my Facebook channel, and then I'm going to send a message to myself. I'm going to open up Messenger here. There it is. And there you can see how I've done it before. I'm going to do that again for this event. So I'm going to go back to my YouTube channel. And I'm going to copy first the stream URL. This is the 3rd one down. I got to copy that, so I'll hit the copy button. All right, got it on my clipboard. I'm going to go back up to Facebook, down to my Messenger. I'm going to click in there to make sure the cursor's in there. Then I'm going to right-click and hit paste. So now it's pasted in the YouTube URL. And I'm going to strike the / key, which is the key that shares the question mark key. Okay, that's the / is the one that tips to the right up at the top. Now I'm going to go back over to my YouTube page. And I'm going to go down to the second item here where it says stream key. And I'm just going to hit copy on that. Now I'm going to go back up to my Facebook page. Back over here into Messenger, I'm going to click into that box again, just to make sure the cursor's in there. Now I'm going to right-click on it, though, come up and hit paste with that left mouse button. And there you can see it dropped in that alphanumeric stream key as well, right behind it. So now I've got my URL and my unique stream key that I created that'll run us in 480p. And I'm just going to send that to myself. And I'm doing this because it'll be super easy for me to copy that now from my cell phone into the Yi Action app. Okay, now that process is done. So now we're going to go to our cell phone and we're going to start by downloading the Yi Action app onto our cell phone from the App Store or the Google Play Store if you're an Android user. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so the first thing I'm going to need to do is go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and download the Yi Action Camera app. So I'm just going to do a search. Here we go. And it's this green one here at the top. So you're going to download that application. Once you get it downloaded, you're going to go into that app. You can select the camera icon in the lower left-hand corner. From there, you're going to select the live box in the upper right-hand corner. Just tap that. Okay, we don't need to add the cover photo, but we do need to start off by adding the live description. So go ahead and tap into that box. Tap into where it says input, and then you can type really anything in there that you want because it's not going to be used for anything further. Once you get done typing, hit done in the lower right-hand corner, and then hit the confirm green button at the bottom. Okay, that part is done. We're going to move on to Network for Live. So go ahead and tap that. It's the second one down. And go ahead and select Hotspot. Okay, so in the top box here, just click. I'm going to click right behind where it says phone. And I'm just going to back over that. And I'm going to type in what's being broadcast from my MiFi device for its name. Now, if you don't know what the name of the SSID, what the hotspot name is when it's broadcasting, like how do you find it when you're looking for it, say with your smartphone, for instance, usually when you turn them on, the name will come up on the hotspot device. So whatever that name is, you want to type it in exactly as it appears on your hotspot or in your Wi-Fi settings. So if you're not sure, you could turn on your hotspot, hit Set Hotspot on the right-hand side here of that box. Hit the settings up at the top there on the left if you're using an iPhone, and now select Wi-Fi. And with your hotspot running, it'll come up in your networks. Mine is my-fi space X3209, okay? So now what I need to do is go back to my Yi Action app. I need to type that in as the name of the hotspot exactly as it appears right there. So I'm just going to hit my home button because I still have one of those. Go into Yi. I'm going to back up over that name, and I'm going to type that in. So it's my hyphen capital F-I space lowercase x 3209. And I'm going to hit done. Then it's going to ask me for the password. And I know what the password is because I created it, but it's also in the documentation if you don't have it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to hit the little I to the right of that just to make sure that I got it right. Okay, so I've got it right. So now I'm going to hit done at the bottom. And I'm going to hit set and apply at the bottom as well. Okay, we're getting there. Now for live platform. Go ahead and click into that. And here you've got a YouTube option, but actually if we use that now, it won't work. So we need to use custom at the bottom. So go ahead and tap that. And this is the place where we need to paste in the YouTube URL and stream key that we created earlier. So I'm just going to go back over to my Facebook Messenger. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to tap on that last message and release, and then select more at the bottom and copy. So that's going to copy it to my clipboard. I'm going to go back over to the Yi Action app, tap on input, tap and release again, and I'm going to hit paste. And bang, there it goes. I've got my entire YouTube URL plus the stream key right behind it. Perfect. Now at this point, I have to hit OK in the upper right-hand corner or it won't save it. So I'm going to hit OK. And now I'm going to hit the arrow in the upper left-hand corner so it backs up a step. Here we go. Now it's time for resolution. We're going to tap that. Remember, we set it to 480 for the stream key. We need to do the same right here. So I select 480. I hit the arrow key in the upper left-hand corner. Rate, we're going to leave at auto. We're going to hit start live, and it won't actually start anything. All it does is create that QR code that we need in order to connect to the stream we just created. So it's going to put that in our pictures folder. So if I tap pictures and bang, there it is. Now this is the QR code that I'm going to use to scan with my camera so that it can start up the live stream to the YouTube event that I created in my YouTube account. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go back over to my YouTube channel. I'm going to back up a spot by hitting that arrow in the upper left-hand corner. And I'm just going to create another one just like this for the second day. So I'm going to go through the same steps. I'll go to Stream, hit New Stream, type in my race at VIR, day number 2. Public. I'll go ahead and copy and paste that in to my description here. All right, sports again it is. I'm going to leave the schedule alone. Get a sweet picture of my race car in there. There we go. And then, no, it's not made for kids. Create my stream. Once that's created, I'm going to go back over here to where it says auto generate. I'm going to create a new stream key. And I'm just going to call that VIR day 2. I'm going to change my variable bit rate to the 480p and leave the 60 off. Hit create. And then I need to select it. And there's day 2 right there. Bang. Cool. So now I've got the same URL, but a different stream key. So I'm going to copy my URL like I did before, paste that into my messenger, put in a /, go back over to YouTube. I'm going to copy the new stream key I just created, right? So there we go. Back over to Facebook, click into that box, right click and paste and send. Now that we've done that, we'll go back to our phone. So there's your eAction app. It's up and running. We have our messenger from Facebook. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to copy that URL that I created. So it's a tap and hold, release, go to more at the bottom, copy. Bang, it's on the clipboard. Let's go back to the eAction app. You're going to tap the camera in the lower left-hand corner. You're going to tap the live button in the upper right-hand corner. Live description. Put anything in there. It does not matter. Hit done at the bottom. Hit confirm at the bottom. Network for live. The next one down. You're going to do an add network at the bottom. Hotspot. Next, you need to type in your SSID. If you don't know what that is, you need to turn on your hotspot right now. Hit set hotspot. Hit the settings in the upper left-hand corner to back you up a step. Hit the Wi-Fi and second one down and look for it to appear. Mine's MiFi X3209. You have to type it in exactly as it is shown there, spaces and all, in the eAction app. Obviously, whatever your hotspot is, the name is going to be different than mine. So we're going to go back to that. Clear this, type it in. 3209. Done. Password, this should be in your documentation. Hit the I to confirm. Hit done at the bottom and save and apply. You should have a green check mark next to your hotspot. Arrow back up at the left there on the top. Go to the third one down, platform. Select custom at the bottom. The YouTube will not work. Also, by doing this, you're able to bypass the 1,000 subscriber minimum in order to be able to live stream to your channel. You're going to tap once and release. You're going to tap once and hold, and then release. You're going to tap paste. Bang, it's in there. Hit OK in the upper right-hand corner. Hit the arrow in the upper left-hand corner. Now we're going to go down to resolution. You're going to select 480. This will reduce the amount of bandwidth that you'll be using. and most likely give you a really clean signal inside the car, so you're getting closer to 30 frames per second, so it'll look better. Unless you got really good cellular service at the track, you can try a 720. Just make sure you set up your stream key in advance correctly for that if you want to try that out. So we're all set. Rated auto, that's fine. You're going to hit start live. It's not going to start anything. All it's going to do is create a QR code. If the QR code disappears from the screen, don't worry. It's going into your pictures folder, so you can recall it from there anytime. Bang, there's your QR code for you to scan with your camera. This QR code holds the entire configuration you just set up. It's access to your hotspot and access to your YouTube channel stream key. All right, now for the final step, what we want to do is test, okay? So you're going to create these events and you're going to test first. Then you're going to go back, delete them, delete the stream keys, everything, and start out fresh. So you need to know for sure that this is going to work for you and you know what you're doing. So what you want to do is create some test events, test streams, and then you're going to create your race events, your race streams. But make sure you don't test on the actual streams that you're going to be racing on, because when you get to the track, they probably won't work properly. So go ahead and set things up just as I showed you, but you're going to call them, you know, test number 1, test number 2, test number 3, and make sure that you've got this whole sequence down and you're doing everything the right way. So since I created some bogus streams, we're going to go ahead and test one of those now. Okay, so I'm going to back up here. You can see I've got my 2 events that I created, and I'm just going to click on the first one so I can see it's up there running. And then I'm going to go back to my phone and I'm going to open up my pictures. I've got my QR code, and I'm going to tell my camera now to go ahead and scan that. So I'll go ahead and turn the camera on. Okay, so there's something I see that I neglected to throw in here as I was going through this process of making these connections happen. And it's really important that everything gets done in the right order. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble. So what I leave out here is that it's important that you go ahead and start your hotspot device, whatever that is. Okay, and that it shows that it's connected to the cell tower and it's ready, therefore, to be connected to by your camera. Without doing that, your camera won't have anything to connect to yet. So the order of things is this is first, whatever your hotspot is, and once you get that powered up and going, then you can have your camera, turn that on, and go through this process of scanning the QR code that we created earlier. Oh, and the other thing I noticed, I had said that the password for the hotspot, you can find that in your documentation. You can also find what I called that SSID, the name of the Wi-Fi signal that this transmits for your camera to find. That's also usually on the hotspot though too. I know that if I just cycle through with the buttons, I can find that information, those 2 bits of information as well. So if you don't have it in documentation, it should be right here on your hotspot too. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And I'm going to open up my pictures. I've got my QR code, and I'm going to tell my camera now to go ahead and scan that. So I'll go ahead and turn the camera on. There it is. And after it gets done starting, I'm going to swipe up twice from the bottom and select live. There we go. So now that I got the camera on, it's scanning right now. It's looking for that QR code, so I'm going to scan that code. And it says connecting to Wi-Fi. So we'll give it just a minute. And now it's going to say connecting to server. And it'll take just a few seconds. And now it says it is live down there. So now we go back over to our channel. And you can see up there it says, warning, please check the resolution. The current resolution is basically 480. It says 848 by 460, which is not optimal. Yeah, we know that it's not optimal. 1080 would be fantastic, but because most of the tracks we run at have really poor cellular quality, and there's a bunch of us broadcasting on it, Running it in 480 gives us a much better chance of having a clean picture. Okay? So there, we're broadcasting live from the Yi Action camera to the event that I created. And that tells me that I did everything right. And you can see what the delay is there. It's going to be about 15 to 20 seconds or so. And a lot of that has to do with the amount of latency that we've built into the stream. And that latency is a buffer. What that does is it cleans up the signal so that we get more of 30 frames per second, which is what the human eye sees. So it's going to be a nice fluid video that we get to watch from inside our cars as the cars run through those corners and around the racetrack. So make sure that you let your test run for at least an hour. Give it plenty of time to make sure that that connection is going to work for you. Then after that, we're going to go ahead and stop the transmission. So we hit the button once and it says stop broadcast. I'm going to hit OK. That will kill that signal. And as we go back to our feed here, after a few seconds, it's going to say, oh, there's no data up here anymore. And because I'm done playing with it, I'm going to end this live stream. So if I just back up one spot here and go back into it again, you can see it's going to come to an end there. And you're going to want to end the stream, which there'll be a red box that shows up here that says end stream. And we're going to want to select that to finalize things so it finishes publishing to YouTube. So now that we have this created, let's take a look at sharing these over to our Facebook page. So I'm just going to open up the day one event. And I'm going to go to the share arrow up here at the top. And I'm just going to click on Facebook. That's going to take me out to my Facebook page. Now you can see I've just got my name and everything. It just took me right to it. And here I can just type in the title. Hey, this is my day one race at VIR. Check out our stream. Starts at such and such a time, right? There you can see there's the title that we put in earlier on that stream, on that event. And then I'm just going to hit post to Facebook, and then that's going to show up in your timeline, and it's going to go out to Facebook for everybody to see. And then for day two, you can just do the same thing. You can just back up one step, go to the second day, and you're going to go over here and hit this share, and go back to Facebook and share that one too. By the way, this is the URL for that share, which you can send to anybody, including yours truly. So you can send that along with the other one for day one to myself, paul.veltum@champcar.org. And then I'll be able to find your stream very easily that way. So you could just do a copy and then open up your email and send those to me. Now, once you've got it streaming up to the cloud, or at least it says that it's live, you need to go out to your YouTube channel and make sure it's actually doing it. And for some reason, it's kind of difficult to navigate through YouTube to find your live streams. So an easy way to connect to it is through the Facebook app. So remember you did the share? You said, hey, I'm sharing my stream, here it is. Well, now you can go back to your channel on Facebook, and the link is going to be right there. So you can just tap into it, let it roll, play, and see if it is indeed live at that point. Now, if it isn't, what you want to do is go ahead and create a third event just in case it doesn't go. And instead of creating a stream key, you're going to leave it on auto generate. So that way you've got yourself a backup, a third option for connecting just in case your custom stream keys don't work out for some reason. That'll give you just a default send that automatically go off to your YouTube channel. Now, it won't be shared or anything, but that's something you can go out and share later if it does make the connection. So the way you would do that is you're just going to create yet another event. You can go back to stream, hit new stream. You're going to fill in the same information as you did before, making your changes. You can even upload your thumbnail if you want to. Create your stream. And this time what you're going to do is you're just going to leave that on auto generate. You're going to go ahead and copy again your URL. You're going to copy that stream key. That'll put it back onto your phone. You go back to the Yi Action app. You're going to build yet another event, and you'll have another QR code that you can go back to. Just make sure you keep them straight in your phone so you know which one is for which day and for what purpose. And that, my friends, is the step-by-step process of how you're going to stream from your Yi-Action camera through your hotspot up to your YouTube channel. So I hope this has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you as I can. Otherwise, see you at the track. Good luck out there. Happy streaming. And again, make sure you send me that URL. I want to be able to get it on the show. See ya.